All right, guys, it's hump day. Woot woot. And as you noticed, I had an intro. I was testing out. That intro is not going to rear its ugly head all the time. In fact, editorials, I'm probably just going to talk to you, and there it is. How you doing? But I will put it on good cop watching videos. So when there's a good cop watch, you'll kind of know, in my opinion, if it's a good cop watch. So you may not like it, but I will put that intro on the front of what I believe to be a good cop watching video, because it's cop watching. Before I get to that, I woke up this morning to a lot of comments on a particular editorial I did about Colorado Springs. It's where the guy's running away and throws his arms out and gets shot in the back. And there was a camera on an apartment building over there. And a bunch of people were commenting on that video. And one of them said, you sympathize with... what do you say, sexual molesting criminal or whatever, however it was worded. But make no bones, make no mistake, I don't sympathize with criminals that are out there doing pedophilia and robbing people and stealing and all of that. I don't sympathize with those people, being arrested and charged and convicted. But that does not warrant the police taking matters into their own hands. I don't care how bad a criminal is. It's not sympathizing with the criminal to understand the cops just stepped over the line. Their job is to effect an arrest, book, and let the DA, prosecutors, and the defense attorneys sort it out in court with the judge as a referee. That's how it's done. That's called due process. If I'm not mistaken, that's a constitutional amendment, isn't it? So, if you go back and look at Colorado Springs, kid shot in the back, you'll see his arms are out and there was no gun in his hand. In fact, they had to dig it out of his shorts. So I'm not going to go and link on that. I'm not going to rehash that one. But somebody did comment and say I sympathized with the guy. No, I'm not sympathizing with him being arrested or what have you. But the police, the law enforcement officers don't have a right just to shoot somebody. Oh, he's running. He's getting away. Well, he won't get away now. Pow. That's murder, in my opinion. Moving on, we're going to Missouri. Is it Missouri or Missouri? I don't know. I'll let you guys decide if it's Missouri or Missouri. You got to say it differently, too, when you say it differently. But we're going to go there and we're going to talk about an alleged dirtbag cop that, another one, speaking of molesting, we're going to talk about this cop here, and I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will put a link to this story in the description box so you can go read it for yourself and just kind of process it with your own eyes and whatnot. But again, I don't sympathize with people that, are stealing and robbing and doing pedophilia and all of that. I don't sympathize with those people being convicted. But you got to understand, look, cop watchers, look, people of America, if the cops are going to violate their rights and the cops are going to take matters into their own hands with those people, do you think that's going to stop them on a traffic stop? Do you think that's going to stop them from telling you, get out of your car, I'm going to search your car? No, you're not. Yes, I'm a police officer. Get out now or I'm going to arrest you. And all you did was roll through a stop sign? And now you're going to jail for obstruction and obstructing and resisting and all of that simply because you rolled through a stop sign. All they had to do was give you a ticket and say you'll be on your way. But some cops they get an attitude, they get pissed off, and they're going to take matters into their own hands, and somebody gets tased, pepper sprayed, or shot. Over what? Some cop lost his temper. So you guys can sympathize with the police all you want when they're in the wrong and say they have a hard job, man. Just remember, when it's your mother, father, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, son, or daughter, remember what I said right here, right now in this editorial. Moving on to Missouri, KMOV4. KMOV4, CBS, thank you for this story. We appreciate you. I'm going to give this story as an editorial. A police officer from a mid-Missouri town drove to Wentzville in order to have sex with a 14-year-old girl and her mother, federal authorities say. Clint Bear, I could not find a picture of this idiot. Clint Bear, 41, an officer with the Centralia, Missouri Police Department, is charged with using interstate commerce for the purpose of engaging in illicit sexual conduct with a minor. In March, prosecutors say Bear contacted someone he thought was the 14-year-old's mother on a social networking website. The person he contacted was actually an undercover FBI agent. Over the course of several months, authorities say he exchanged sexually detailed and explicit texts and phone calls with the undercover agent. He allegedly stated his desire to have sex with the mother and the 14-year-old. Monday, authorities say Bear traveled from Centralia to Wentzville, Missouri to have sex with the teen and her mother. He was arrested in Wentzville. So there you go. This cop here, he was contacting secret agent man. Now you're arrested and your ass is going into the can. So he got arrested for that. He thought he was meeting a mother and her 14-year-old, and he met FBI. How many times has this guy done this? How many times has this guy arrested people for breaking the law? And here he is setting up his desire to have sex with a 14-year-old and her mama. But yet he's out there arresting people, pulling people over, saying, you broke the law, you're going to jail. Guess what, buddy? So are you now. And I couldn't find a picture of this guy to save my life. I was really, really looking. But again, that's why we're out there to video record law enforcement officers, because of cops just like this. Because how many times has this guy done stuff that's questionable? How many times has this guy done stuff that's in violation of the law? You see what I'm saying? How many times? Now, we'll take this one, for instance. Let's say, and it doesn't say it happened, and it probably didn't happen, but let's say that in Wentzville, when he was getting arrested, as they handcuffed him, let's say he tried to jerk, and they just started beating him down, threw him on the ground, and started curb stomping him and kicking him. You guys would sympathize with the police and say, well, he's a pedophile. He deserved it. Okay, I'm going to leave that up to you to decide on that one. However, in that instance I gave, and it's just a hypothetical, the police would still be in the wrong. Their job was to handcuff him, which they did, and put him in the car, take him to jail. That's it. So I wanted to reiterate that at the end and let you guys know that when I do criticize law enforcement officers, it's not because I'm sympathizing with the alleged suspect or the criminal. It's because it doesn't matter what they did. Cops have a job to do, and their job isn't to curb stomp somebody or shoot somebody or tase somebody just because they're pissed off. Do I need to mention Glendale, Arizona again? Probably not, Sergeant. Let me know what you guys think. Have a great hump day. I got to go get ready for work, and I got to get out of here. Letting you know what's going on with law enforcement officers across your nation. I am Community Leo Watch, and I'm watching you, Leos, out there in the community. So act right, or good night. Go find a job somewhere else. Thank you, guys. I had to make a rhyme. Thank you, guys. Happy hump day.